Hey, what's up, guys? So, a little backstory about that opening shot. Um, I asked the question, do you think it's great or do you think it's garbage? For me, I think it's garbage, and I'll explain why. Now, to start, like I said, let me give you a little backstory about that opening shot. It's New Year's Eve, and I tell my wife, hey, let's take the kids downtown to watch the fireworks. So, we head downtown. It's kind of like a last minute decision. We get downtown, and I decided to bring my drone with me, and I wasn't sure if I was going to fly it or not. I kind of debated, do I really want to fly it, do I not? Finally, maybe 5 minutes right before the fireworks supposed to go off, I decide, yeah, you know what, I'm going to throw my drone up in the sky. So I find a little open area, I hurry up, pull out my drone, get all set up, throw it up in the sky, kind of set up my shot, frame everything I want, and I feel it's a little dark. So then I start questioning, did I leave my ND filter on my drone or not? Now, I use a Phantom 4 Pro, and I had never actually pushed the ISO all the way to its max, which is 6400. And I really wasn't sure if I had the ND filter on there or not, but it seemed really dark, and this was before the fireworks started going off. So I wasn't really sure what to do, and I thought, you know what, I think I had the ND filter on there, so I bumped up my ISO to 3200. I still felt it was too dark, so I bumped all the way to 6400, and I thought, you know what, if it's grainy, maybe I can get rid of some of the grain in post. So sure enough, the fireworks start going off. I record my shot. I'm like, all right, let's see how good this footage is. When I get home, I'm not really happy with the footage. It actually looks really grainy, much more grainier than I thought it was going to be. I do all the stuff that I do in post, which is use Neat Video. I double layer and I bring down the opacity on a second layer on top of the footage. I do my color correcting in Lumetri Color, did all that stuff, still didn't get a phenomenal video. Got pretty good, but still wasn't fantastic. Now here's the deal, if you watch that video on your phone, you might think, hey, that's a pretty awesome shot, pretty good footage, whatever. But the truth is, it's actually really not that good, because if you were to blow that video up and say play it on a big monitor or a big screen, it would be really grainy. And that's my point, is that a lot of times people play videos or see some sort of content that people are posting on places like Instagram, and they think, man, this looks really good. But the truth is, it's really not that good. It's either out of focus or it's really grainy. They just can't tell because it's been so compressed and you're only watching it on this small device, which is your phone. So now you're thinking, well, what's your point? What are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, this is actually the new big screen. People are creating content just primarily for this. And that's kind of hard for some people like myself to kind of get my head wrapped around. I'm always trying to think, I want the highest quality video, and if it doesn't look really good, then I don't want it. And knowing that I can go to 6400, do a little bit of stuff in post, and throw it on Instagram, and it still look really good, bothers me, because I know that truthfully, that video is not that good. So this whole thing about footage not looking as good as it could be or should be is kind of becoming a trend, and it's kind of an annoying trend, really. I mean, I've seen some people make these travel videos and I'm really into them, but the truth is they're just punching into their footage and punching out of their footage, and it's like, that's actually really poor filmmaking. That's not like, you're not doing anything, that's not something that you would want to do, really, okay? I worked at a print shop for a long time, and you do a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, you start to lose quality. People don't seem to get that. If you have a JPEG and you blow it up and print it out, it looks like garbage. It's poor resolution. You have to have a certain DPI. The same goes for filmmaking, and I feel like people are doing all these little tricks and stuff and then teaching all these tricks, but a lot of times they're just like, that's actually really poor filmmaking. Shooting something in 4K and then zooming into it or zooming out of it or whatever, that's kind of like poor filmmaking, to be perfectly honest. I see a lot of these young filmmakers come around, they buy a drone, and next thing you know, they're a full-fledged video company just because they own this drone. And they're producing all this content that people are really impressed by, but the truth is, you know, some of us more professional filmmakers are just like, I'm really not all that impressed. I can see all the holes and issues with your footage, how you're punching in and out of it and everything. It's really not professional filmmaking. It's actually really amateur. It's not really. However, if your intent is to play it on this device, then I guess it's really not poor filmmaking. It's actually just the way it is. It's the name of the game now. This is the new big screen. Everybody's watching everything on this device. I recently just shot my first feature film. It's in 4K, and I'm actually going to produce it in 1080p. It's not exactly something I'm crazy about, but the truth is I could actually tell a better story by being able to manipulate some of my footage, because I know most people are going to watch it on this device, or they're going to watch it on some small monitor, maybe a TV, like if it gets on Netflix, but it's not going to have this long theatrical run. I don't have to have this incredible footage that's going to play really well in a movie theater. It's going to play at a few festivals, and then that's it, you know? So I have to think long term, and long term, best bet is it's going to get seen on a phone or on somebody's monitor somewhere. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to edit my film in 1080, even though it's a 4K film. You guys tell me what you think about that. All right, so what I'm trying to get to is this. If you're going to create content, think about where it's going to play, and that's probably how you should create your content. If you think that a lot of people are going to see your stuff on social media, or that's where your target audience is, and they're going to be watching on their phones, which is becoming more and more the norm, then consider that. It gives you a lot more options. So while this is the new big screen and I have to start thinking that way and start putting stuff on it, not exactly crazy about it, but it's the world we live in now. So I'm creating content more and more. I'm starting to think, I'm going to be playing it, where I'm going to be playing it, and how I'm going to shoot it, and why I'm going to shoot it that way, knowing I can get away with a few things that people aren't going to pick up on. That's my 2 cents on that. You guys tell me what you think. I'll see you guys on the next one.